Imagine you're back in the 80s. Acid wash jeans, Marty McFly, and Disney doesn't own a monopoly on everything. Now imagine that someone just told you these big, ugly, clunky machines called computers would be the forefront of every single aspect of your life. It's true. Computers are everywhere. The phone in your pocket, the car you drove here, and the computer behind me. And now that's happening again. But this time, it's with genetic engineering. My name is Malachi Green, and today I'm here to talk about clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. Or CRISPR for short. I'm going to share with you its origins, its moral implications, and what it means for your future. Now, forgive me for oversimplifying, but this process can be complicated, so let's slow it down. Let's think of CRISPR as a library, and inside every library, there's a librarian. We'll call this one bacteria. She is. Every day, bacteria is attacked by a virus called Fred. If bacteria survives the attack, it saves parts of Fred's DNA into the CRISPR library. It saves this part of the viral DNA so it knows how to fight back against Fred if it ever comes back. To find this, though, bacteria needs a special computer. What she uses is Cas9. She puts the viral DNA that she wants into the Cas9 computer, looks for it through there, and then finds it in the library. That way, she can fight back. This is what fascinates scientists, however. How do the CRISPR library and the librarian's computer work? And can it be used to fight human diseases? Now, some of you may be wondering how this is relevant to you. Well, with the CRISPR library, scientists can find genes that are causing problems and just edit them out. They feed the gene code of the affliction to the Cas9, and then use CRISPR to find where it is in the body. From there, scientists can fix the affliction. Given this ability, CRISPR could likely cure deadly diseases like HIV and cancer, and so many more. However, given CRISPR's nature, there exists a morally gray area. And it begs the questions: when should it be used? And by whom? In 2018, two baby twin girls were born. Their names were Lulu and Nana. Lulu and Nana were normal, healthy baby girls. However, unlike other babies born during that time, Lulu and Nana had something special about them. They were the first recorded babies to have been genetically modified with CRISPR. What they got was a genetic resistance to HIV. While not outwardly bad, it was the circumstances of their birth that drew controversy. You see, the doctor that had performed the procedure had done so in secret, forging documents and lying to officials to keep the project under wraps. His name was He Jiankui. He had performed this procedure at the Southern University of Science and Technology in Shenzhen, China. The doctor wanted to help people with fertility problems and was specifically involved with HIV-positive fathers and HIV-negative mothers. To avoid giving HIV to their baby, the couples were offered in vitro fertilization, which involves taking the sperm out of a man and the egg out of a woman to combine them and fertilize them outside of the body. But Jiankui also offered the couples CRISPR, and Lulu and Nana being the result of this. However, because this project was done secretly, information was going to be leaked, and leaked it was. In 2018, November of 2018, Jiankui announced that he performed the first documented CRISPR technique, sparking great debate over and caused many news outlets and journals to make articles about the controversy. However, the Chinese government was less enthusiastic about the procedure and announced that Jiankui was guilty of forging documents and unethical conduct and sentenced him to 3 years in prison. While this is a tamer case of what genetic engineering can do, worse things can happen. Lulu and Nana were lucky that Jiankui was working out of the goodness of his heart. But What is stopping someone from doing the exact same thing, but with more malicious intent? Jean Quay already exhibited that it is completely possible to work in secrecy for long periods of time. Given this, another person could be doing the exact same thing, but with more malicious intent. Elitists, racists, sexists, and many others exist in the scientific community, whether you like it or not. So it's not far-fetched to assume they also exist in the gene editing field. I'm sure you can see what this is implying. Embryos have no say nor voice in this matter, and neither do animals. Pugs are cute, lovable creatures. Adored by dog owners all over. However, their underlying flaws still exist, and moreover, explain why people need to be careful when modifying genes. Pugs are born with a myriad of health problems that go from labored breathing to joint disease. Yet either due to misinformation towards the owners or the callousness of breeders, they are still bred numerously. Now take this scenario and apply it to genetic engineering. The number of animals that would likely go similar, if not the same treatment, is large. And oh, by the way, CRISPR, like every other computer on Earth, has errors. It messes up. It is not perfect. Wrong edits can and will happen. Not to mention unknown complications that sprout from editing something that scientists don't fully understand. Science is at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to genetic engineering, with long, slippery slopes on all sides. And while people may think banning genetic engineering is the easiest solution, it's not. It's actually quite the opposite. Genetic engineering is already used on a large amount of our food supply, from our corn, to our apples, to our tomatoes, and our potatoes. Not only that, people that want to research will research. People like Dr. Jean Quay are curious, and sometimes a curious human is the most dangerous. If a genetic scientist is banned from researching, that only leads them to wandering off to a place with more lax and less administration rules that we're not comfortable with. Places that genetic engineering should likely be kept away from. Some of you may be uncomfortable or even fearful for the future of CRISPR. Understandably so. Genetic engineering has the potential to do bad, and I've named a lot of bad things, but it has the potential to do great. It all relies upon the people, however. It is up to the people to decide how CRISPR will turn out. Investing in research and petitioning for rules and regulations will lead to a regulated and albeit much safer practice of CRISPR. However, if people continue to fight this change, it may lead to a worse outcome, with scientists taking measures into their own hands. People that push out this technology only push it to places that won't. Just like computers, CRISPR can improve the lifestyle of everyone and lead humanity to a world beyond science fiction. But it will take the support of many to make sure that happens, and happens safely. Thank you.